Double crop day 2. Hauled the load I filled yesterday and this morning. 12.2 on the moisture, so that pretty well matches what I'm getting here in the combine. Grain cart's over there. Dump on it one more time. I'll have another truckload. So it's what time is it? 10:30. So I'll do a little bit here before lunch. Got about 60 acres done yesterday. There's 167 in this field, so I should easily finish the other 100 and so today if I don't have any trouble, and then maybe we'll save the beans at my house to finally finish up harvest for tomorrow, Wednesday, one day before Turkey Day. A little tougher this morning than when I started maybe 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Just that wheat straw is a little bit damp. We did have some frost this morning, so it's kind of, frost has melted off, but it's still in the straw. So you see I'm going like 4 mile an hour now. That's about all I want right now because I have some trouble pushing the straw ahead of the draper. I was going like 6 mile an hour yesterday. I'm sure after lunch I'll be fine. A little more sunshine, I'll be good to go. I'm not really trying to push it right now. A little bit damp straw, but it's okay. And be careful. I've had to reverse it a couple times. The thing with the drapers we've learned, this is I think our like 10th year running a draper, but a draper will absolutely eat more than your combine wants to. So draper can do more work than the machine behind it. So gotta watch that a little bit. And this is what I'm talking about. Get where you can see. See, I'm just pushing a little pile of trash, but a little pile quickly becomes a big pile. And if you have any kind of pile, it's just pushing the beans over in front of it, and the beans are going under the head, not through the combine. So I may struggle through a second round here. Let's just make my first round down and back. Dump that on the cart, and then maybe go to lunch a little early because this is kind of a pain. So no use sitting out here burning fuel, fighting it and not doing the best job when I could come back in a couple hours and everything will be fine. Actually gonna go ahead and just quit right now after I just started that pass. See, I started that bare spot, started dragging stuff immediately. So field's just not ready yet. Too much dampness in the straw, so that's okay. I'll park things, maybe do a couple things in the office, and then go home, eat some lunch, and get right back to it. It's not full, but I will go dump the grain cart and then park it on the other side of the house here, kind of reposition it for post lunchtime work. Well, it wants to start. This thing's a lot more cold-blooded than the combine. Combine will start all the time. It's gonna go. And one chug. It's alive. They say I only got 42,000 on here. Closer to 60 for a truckload. Okay, starting to unload the cart. First thing, turn the PTO on. Get the gearbox turning, get the auger going. There it goes, thunked into place first time for the day. Then you open the flow gate. So the auger's running empty now. Open the flow gate. And grain coming out. So I'll put this on, park the grain cart where I want it for after lunch, and then go eat lunch. Cutting beans on the ground, plus running all that wheat straw through that's been sitting there for months. It's a little dusty. If you watched yesterday's video, you might recall these have kind of a short lifespan. Planted after wheat harvest when it was very dry and continued to be dry for a while. So these were planted around July 1st. Sat in the ground before they emerged for like 3 weeks, which is kind of crazy in the summertime. I've had them come up in 3 days before when we got moisture in July. And then first week of October, they got killed by frost, so they didn't get a die on their own. So I was worried they're gonna be hard to get out of the pod. There's gonna be a lot of trash in there, and didn't know what the beans were gonna look like, but they actually look pretty good. Let's climb up in the truck and take a look. So they're small, which is no surprise. They kind of freeze-dried, shrunk on their own. They didn't get a fill out because they were still nice and green and bushy when the frost killed them. But it looked pretty good. Got some pods in there, some unopened pods like this one. I could tighten up and try to thresh them out, but it's not that bad. It's not like the beans we grow for seed production where we want to get really, really clean but not have any splits. But they look good. They're small. Some of them, they kind of have like almost an edge on them. They're not real smooth, but that doesn't matter. These actually feel smoother than the ones I picked yesterday. But see, there's a green one here and there, just a little green tint to it, but they're dry. But yeah, they actually, other than we would have hoped they would have yielded more if they lived longer, but they're pretty good looking beans considering what all they went through. Oh yeah, much smoother after waiting a couple hours. A little sunlight on that wheat straw. Everything's going fine now. Back up to the 6 mile an hour. Not pushing anything ahead of me, dragging dirt, anything like that. So good to go now. Bird of prey here, hovering, waiting for me to scare out some snacks. They do like to follow you. He's going to land. It's not a red-tailed hawk. I wonder if it's one of those northern harriers. Purdue was out here looking for them a few years ago, looking in soybean fields behind cereal rye cover crop, trying to see how many of these predators we had. There he goes. That would take care of the voles that can hide in cover crop fields. There goes a pile of stuff. A couple other piles out here. Still a struggle occasionally. Problem is not when I'm going this way, but when I'm going the other way. So the wind is blowing up behind me, so I got all the dust from the back and the dust all getting knocked off the straw and around the feeder house, kind of blowing up where I can't see anything. So if I do get to pushing something, I don't see it right away. So it's just a little tough, but I have to keep pushing through. Let's get this done. I turn the reel up slightly faster. You can see it's on. That's one and to match ground speed. You can run it independent of that if you want, but I like to match the ground speed. So that's one. Been running it on 2. There's 2. So maybe that helps keep stuff swept off the cutter bar a little better. Not really beating the beans out of the pods. If these were normal tall regular crop beans, I wouldn't want to be running the reel down in them like that and running that fast to be knocking all the beans out. That doesn't seem to be the case here. See all the dirt blowing around when I unload here. That was kind of a rough fill there. We were averaging 20 bushel an acre. That load only averaged 14, so I'm down to 18 field average. Hopefully things pick back up a little bit. They're a little bit dirty. I've seen dirtier though, sometimes when we're down in the river bottom cutting beans, and especially if it gets wet down there or river comes in a little bit, that's getting kind of dirty there. But there's been times in the river bottom where we can't unload on the go because you absolutely cannot see the cart and the tractor. So this is dirty, but I've seen way dirtier than this. That load might have even been worse than 14 bushel. The cart showed 3,000 pounds less than the combine. I told you in the video yesterday it was spot on, but we got in some really low crop flow conditions here. So sometimes the calibration is not spot on when you're really changing, not running a normal crop. So I really wasn't very good at all. 57 acres to go out here out of the 167. Unfortunately, it might all fit on the cart. We'll see. You can kind of see what I mean going the other way now. So the sun's behind me, so the shade of the combine and dust, I just don't see quite as clearly as I can going the other way. So really, mostly watching the head here most of the time. Not listening to any music. Taking these videos sporadically, but don't have my headphones in, anything like that. I don't want to hear if it starts growing at me or something, so Just sitting in here, cruising along, trying to keep everything feeding. There's a red-tailed hawk. There's 3 of them out here now. There goes one. There's one hiding over there. I just passed one over here, and when I could see them, they're like the same color as the soybeans. They're pretty good camouflage. It's like Dad is circling around Grandpa's house, bringing me a truck. So definitely between a grain cart there and the truck, I got plenty to finish this field. Oh, sun's going down, might be getting damp again. Might be time to quit because I got a pile in front of me. Had a big slug come in real quick. See, dragging some dirt over there. So watch the center belt. Not moving. Try to reverse it. Moves a little bit. That's all I get. I think there's just mud packed underneath it, or a rock got under there. I'll have to drop the door underneath it, and that'll be easier to do up at the shop since I'm right near the shop. Might as well go up and do that. But oh, what do I got left out here? 12 acres. I can do it tomorrow, I guess. Got 76 acres at my house. 12 here. Done about 100 today, so shouldn't be too much trouble to do all that tomorrow. But yeah, that stinks. We'll see. If it unplugs easy, I'll maybe come back out, but I don't know. Not much sense in fighting it, but get it cleared out anyway. Go up here and do that. It was just dirt, mud accumulated under the belt. Had to drop the trap door underneath it, which is a really dumb design if you've ever worked on one of these. It ought to be like a handle that goes over center and latches like the stone trap, but it's a dumb bolt and 2 bushings on both sides. It's not smart. I'm also going to be not smart and try to keep going. Visibility, not so good. Now that the sun's gone down, we got no breeze. Just sitting in here in the dust. And now I can't go anywhere without pushing anything. You can see the bare dirt there. I'm done. Going home. Try again when the sun's out.